In a big shocker, India's ace sailor, Katya'S name has not been included in the list of athletes which was announced by the Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs for the Asian Games 2023. If you know, Katya already qualified for the Asian Games in February last year and became the first Indian woman to qualify for the IQ category for the prestigious event. Well, the reason has not been given why her name has been removed. So we have Katya here with us. Katya, what are your sentiments? What do you feel right now?
So I'm completely devastated with this decision, especially because after being dropped out, I have not yet got a reason as to why my name is not in the squad anymore. On the 25th, the list was out of the members, 634 athletes who are going to be representing the country at the Asian Games, in which I didn't find my name. Even after qualifying according to the YIS policies, yet my name has been dropped out. So I really don't know what the reason is, and I'm still waiting for the reason to know, because it is extremely unfair. I feel that as an athlete you put in so much of work, effort and time into the sport, and the last minute this being done, I feel is extremely unacceptable, and it's just not ethical to do this to any athlete. As you can see, I've got the selection trials with me, the selection criteria. This is available on the YI website as well. And it clearly mentions that selection trials events were conducted for finalizing the teams for the Asian Games 2023 in accordance with the YI selection policy. Top team in all sailing categories of the event will be deputed to to represent India at the Asian Games. These are my results also. After all three trials, I have finished with 600 points, and the competitor behind me has finished with 200 points. 600 and 200 is 400 difference. So on what basis was my name removed, I am still unaware.
Have you approached any minister? Have you gone to anybody to ask for help?
Yesterday I met with the Honorable CM of Goa, and I also met with the sports minister, and they were both equally taken aback. They were both equally taken aback with this decision, and they were unaware about the fact until I made them aware about the selection. And the Honorable Sports Minister did make a few calls in front of me and tried to rectify it, but there was no reason as such given. And but I'm looking for a positive response, because this is at a ministry level. As an athlete, it was my job to qualify the country, and that's where my job ends. After this, it's reached the ministry level, so I can't really say much about this, or I don't have the right access to even find out about this. But I think if our ministers intervene in this matter, I think we would get the answer I deserve. So after being qualified, after having qualified for the Asian Games, you can see this is the entry form that they have sent. This is in June. So after June till now, we have had various things we had to do. We had to go to Chennai to do a physical and medical test, which I have completed, and everything was done. So my question is, why was my name being dropped out now? If there was any issue with regards to the selection, it should have been done 6 months prior, or much before. Yeah. It is unethical to have been done right now, just few weeks before I leave for China. In fact, everything was already being made, the arrangements for me to go to China, everything was already being made. We were even in talks about the flight details and kit measurements and things like that. So last minute to have been dropped out is completely devastating. There are a few points across this that have, now it's making a bit more sense to me. So the first thing being, when I was in Netherlands at the World Championship, I was receiving emails, and it was in context of some kind of things after getting selected, some kind of criteria what we had to be done. And I was going through the list of sailors and coaches, in which my coach's name was removed.
Okay.
Now this was last month, and I asked them, why is my coach's name being removed? Because as an athlete going for a competition like this, You need a coach. It is a basic necessity. Especially in my sport, we need to change things in our equipment according to wind conditions. That can be done only on a boat before races. If I am doing something wrong in a race, I have to be guided by my coach. My coach is also my father, who has been with me throughout my journey. I have won 13 gold medals for the state. I have won 2 Asian bronze medals and also a silver medal for the country, all under the guidance of my father. I have also qualified the country for the Asian Games in 2014. I have also qualified the country for the Youth Olympics in 2014, being the only Indian female to do so. And also at the Asian Games in 2018. All this with my father's support. And also financially, it has only been my parents who have been supporting me.
So you never got support from the government when it comes to such things?
75% of the financial support has come from my parents' personal resources. So this is, not just unfair to me, but even to my parents, that after putting in so much, we are being treated this way. So the first blow I got was when I got to know that I am not able to take my coach along with me. If you know my sport, we have a board and a sail, and I am required to travel alone by myself with my equipment without a coach. And on the flight and everything, I'm supposed to be taking my equipment by myself, which is impossible kind of to take it by myself. Second thing that happened to me was we had a WhatsApp group on for the World Championship. Overnight, I was removed by the group from the group with a very insensitive message from a colonel that said, now this group is only going to be used for Asian Games sailors, and my name was removed without any kind of remorse. Even just coming from the sailing fraternity, and if you're seeing this happen to a athlete in front of you, I think the least you could do was be sensitive about the issue. I was removed from the WhatsApp group, and this was another blow to me when I saw that, all of a sudden I'm excluded, like completely sidelined. Even after having dedicated to the sport, and even after bringing so much limelight to the sport, as an athlete I have tried to promote the sport. I think people in Goa know the sport because now because of my achievements, and having being sidelined in that way was very rude, and I think it was very unethical. And the third time that I got a complete shock was when my name was removed from the list. So this has been a mental torture for me, this last week, and also what has been happening for any athlete. Like right now I'm supposed to be training, but I am here, justifying and giving reasons, and asking what exactly is going wrong in the system. And I don't think any athlete should be treated that way. I have crossed the state level, won the national level, and now I've reached the international level. And if things like this are happening to athletes like me, who are who have done so much for the country, what about the newcomers who are coming into the sport, who are looking up to people like me? I have athletes who are following me, who are just getting into sports. What are they supposed to look at, and how are we supposed to grow sports in Goa if things like this are happening to athletes like us who are representing the state at Asian Games level and competitions like this? I think the right thing to do is for the ministers to intervene and get the answers that I deserve. Also, without giving any kind of explanation as to why my name has been dropped and leaving it to the public for speculation, is something I will not tolerate on my 15 years of career as an athlete, because this raises a question amongst public that why my name has been dropped. And for the last 15 years, whatever hard work I have made, people are going to question, it's kind of, it's defaming for me as an athlete, and this is something I will not tolerate at no cost whatsoever. So I demand the right to know why my name has been removed, because after rightfully qualifying and abiding to all the rules, still this has happened. So I think I demand to know as to why my name has been removed, and if it is any kind of a mistake, then to please readdress this issue and to resolve the issue as soon as possible, because as far as I know, the contingent leaves on the 4th. There's hardly enough time, and for a sport like mine, I need to go to China, I need to sail there, every condition. every condition is different. The wind condition, the water, every place is different. It's not that I just go one day before my race and sail there. Mentally and physically, this has taken a toll on me. You know, it's been horrible what has happened, and I need to know as soon as possible.
So I've read that there's a male person in the IQ category. What do you have to say about this?
Yes, so even I'm completely clueless, because we both did the same trials and we went through the same qualifying rounds. In fact, we had 6 qualifying rounds. The first 3 were completely cancelled because of the COVID situations that happened in China, and we had 3 more rounds. So if there was any kind of speculation during that time, you know, we paid for the entry fee. We paid to take my equipment from Goa to Bombay. These competitions are not, you know, just here. They are they were in Bombay, and you know, I spent so much money to train for these events, even in here. Then, you know, there is extra cost that comes, like, you know, your staying and everything like that. And qualifying rounds are not paid by the government. Only national ranking events are paid by the government. So all of these, not 3 but 6 rounds, we had to do through our own personal funds. So if there was any issue about this, and if it was not recognized by YI or any kind of issue at that time, I feel it should have been brought up then. All my qualifying rounds have been acknowledged by YI and have been sent through the Yachting Association. I cannot go and send it by myself. So there is some kind of an issue in the system somewhere. I don't know where, and that is why I need to know.
I've seen on social media a lot of people have been saying justice for Katya. Would you like to say anything to them?
I would like to thank everybody who took the time out and who have posted about me, and I'm reading your comments, and it makes me feel like I have somebody with me, you know, because these last few days it's been terrible for me, and just seeing the kind of support I'm getting from Goa in itself is a win for me. So I would like to thank you all for taking out your time and sharing comments and, you know, sharing posts and doing everything you all can in your power on social media.
Well, I hope and pray that Sports Minister Govind Gowde and the Chief Minister intervene and do something about this.
Subscribe Prudent social media channel and press bell icon for latest notifications.